Hi guys, my name is Tierney. Today I'm going to be going through my process as I make one of my collages. My project at the moment is kind of about my thoughts and feelings and daily experiences. So to help me come up with ideas for this, I've been writing a daily diary entry just so I can kind of reflect on the day that I've had and the thoughts that I've had and the experiences that I've had. So today I've picked a diary entry about social distancing and I went downtown this day and everybody was queued up outside the pharmacy and all standing 2 meters apart and a few people were wearing masks. So this is kind of the general idea that I want to go with today. I have a few ideas of the kind of imagery that I might want to include. I think I might want to kind of fashion some masks for the people to wear. But other than that, I don't really have much of an idea of, you know, what the general scene is going to look like. So I'm going to start by looking through a few of my magazines here, just to kind of get a few ideas to go from. I really like these magazines in particular because they kind of have a little bit of everything in them. You can kind of see I've ripped off the front cover and used it somewhere else. So you can kind of see the things they have in them. They've got news, fashion, beauty, and they've got a lot of food and stuff in here as well. Quite like this woman, I quite like her posing. I quite like the way she's standing and kind of the way she's looking back, and I think it would be quite effective to have her wearing a mask there. So I'm going to save that image. So I quite like this photo too, just the way she's kind of like holding her hand out. Could be like, stop, don't come any closer kind of thing, but I'm not sure if it would work with this image. I think I might take it anyway. I might decide not to use this one. I often find images like this where like I like them and I think they're very powerful and would be very interesting, but I don't think I'd want to use this now. This could be quite useful for maybe a future collage. I did this with one of my pieces recently actually, I'll show you. With this collage I had my eyes on this woman for ages. I just love this photo. I just think she kind of looks a bit crazy and she's, you know, she's just very housewifey, and I just absolutely love this photo. And you know, I'm so glad I waited to use it because I think it works so well for this specific collage. So although I like this photo, I think I'm going to save it for a future collage. Quite like this image as well because it's kind of like a line, and obviously I was talking about how I was waiting in the line for the pharmacy, but I think I want to focus more on the distancing. So again, I'm going to save this photo for another day. I also hope whilst I'm flicking through these as well that you're kind of thinking about how you would approach this specific topic with the photos that I'm kind of showing you. I love little photos like these, the kind of like model-y ones. I've used them so many times for different things. I like the way they're very striking and they're very, you know, quite serious and stern. That obviously would work quite well for something as serious as that I'm trying to portray today. Okay, so I've collected a few images that I like here, obviously. I think my favourite image is definitely this woman. These people are definitely kind of, I think, essential to the piece as well. I think maybe I'll just have two. I quite like these two, I think, yeah, have like a 2 meter thing here. And then this woman could be like, stop, and be wearing a mask. I think that would be a good start. So I think I'm going to try and figure out how I want to do the mask. I'm thinking, I've done another image in here where I kind of fashioned shelving from just some text. So I think I might do that again. I've got this French newspaper here. And I quite like using something that's not English when I'm making kind of details, because I think it kind of, if it was English it would kind of detract, but you know, if you can't read French then you won't get distracted by it. I've got some photos of doctors' masks here. Okay, I'm going to try and trace this against the window. Okay, so I've cut this little mask out here. It fits quite nicely over the face. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut round her thumb with my trusty little knife here when I cut her out of her background, so then I can kind of have the thumb sitting over the mask. Obviously, if you're just kind of starting out with collage, a cutting mat and a knife isn't necessary. I mean, you could quite easily do this with a pair of scissors. I just find for kind of things like this, it's a little bit more intricate. I can get a bit more precise with a knife, but then not all people like using a knife. I know there's several collage artists out there who just use scissors because they don't get along with a knife, but it's all personal preference. Perfect, that's exactly what I was going for. To kind of keep your workspace clear, I always have like a little waste paper bin basically right next to my feet where I work, just so I can kind of toss little loose bits of paper so they don't go everywhere and make a mess. I'm not sure why, but I'm kind of naturally drawn to having this woman on this side rather than this side. I'm not really sure why. She does line up quite nicely with the edge this side though. This is something as well with collage, is that kind of the composition of the whole image is something that you really have to play with. I don't know, I think it would read better if it was this way, because you could have like the line and then the woman here. I know a lot of collage artists like to listen to music whilst they work, and I know I do quite often. For me, it kind of helps me focus, and it kind of helps me to kind of think about and clear my head what exactly I'm working on. For a lot of people, it's also a source of inspiration, so they kind of are influenced by the lyrics in the songs that they're listening to. So I would kind of say, you know, try working with and without music, see what you prefer, see if it helps you in any way. So I've got my little people here, and I think I really want to make like a little 2-meter thing between them. And I know there's a lot of kind of like signs and stuff downtown where it's literally just like a, you know, an arrow pointing both ways, and it says like 2 meters above it. Cut this arrow out, and I think what I'm gonna do is find a little 2 and a little M from the magazines, just to go with that little detail there. Yeah, I'm not really sure what else to go with here. I think I'm going to keep looking through some magazines to hopefully give me some more ideas. If I look at some more pictures, I might find something that I like. I know a lot of people, when they're collaging, they don't really feel like they can destroy like books or magazines. The magazines I use were just gonna get thrown away anyway. I mean, a lot of the time they're free. I've picked them up at shops, or sometimes they're even like given away on the street. So I never really feel bad about ripping up somebody else's work or repurposing it, because it's just gonna go in the bin anyway. This is something I'll do as well. If I've already got like some cutouts and I'm looking for another piece, I'll kind of lay it on to get a rough idea of what it might look like. I think I'll keep looking, but I might keep this one in mind. Yeah, I think I'm going to use this grey sky. Now, I kind of want, obviously, all of this so I can kind of line it up with the edge of my book as well. And this is something that you kind of do need a knife for. Wherever my knife's gone, there it is. It's quite useful. I suppose you could kind of just use like the edge of your scissors and kind of go in there like that, but I find a knife is actually quite useful to get in there and cut right in the very edge so you can kind of get out. Now, it is a bit annoying that they're kind of different tones actually, or I could just have it on one page, so that's a bit less clashy, because I'm not sure about the kind of colour difference. It's quite extreme, so see how that looks with our other elements. I don't know, it's missing something. It's so hard to know what it's missing because collage is just dictated by what you find. So sometimes it's really hard to know what to actually add to an image. I think what I'm going to do, because I am quite stuck on what else to add here, I'm going to work on a title, and obviously I can be looking for images at the same time as I kind of flick through and find the letters I need. Okay, so I've done some titling off camera. As you can see, all I did was just flick through some magazines just to find the letters that I needed. I've gone for the title Get Away From Me because I think it's quite a playful title to go with. This is something I quite like to do in a lot of my work, is just kind of you know, include something that kind of lightens the tone, I suppose. I do like to kind of play with the placement of it like this and just kind of create something that's a little bit kind of all over the place and a little bit more sporadic and interesting. And through looking through the magazines, I think I've decided to stick with this background. Obviously there's not many people, which is great for the themes, and it's quite pretty and, you know, interesting anyway. So I think we're gonna go for that. Oh no! Oh, well, that's kind of a pain. So oftentimes, you know, this will happen. It's just something that happens. It's just the nature of working with paper, I suppose. Or you're just a bit silly and pull a bit too hard. Oh, I might have to just try and salvage it. Oh, that's so annoying. I think that's good. I think I'm ready to start sticking things down. Obviously going to start with the background, so we'll just move our figures out the way again. I kind of recommend that you use good quality glue. If it's not that great quality, it will dry and won't really stick images that well, like after it's dried. I have used kind of poor quality glue before and it just doesn't really work very well. So I recommend spending a little extra money. You will find it's kind of beneficial in the long run to the quality of your images and the way they kind of age over time. I think one of my favourite parts is kind of to play with, you know, the placement of the letters, because it does kind of helps to frame it and it, you know, it creates a whole shape to the overall image. Okay, that's good. And once I'm happy with the placement of these, I just take a pencil and kind of trace around where the letters are, so then I can go in with the little pieces of paper. Ta-da! Okay, so as you can see, I finished the titling up here, and I added a little date down here in the corner as well. And I think I'm finished. I don't want to overwork it and add too much and just make it look cluttered. So let's give you a closer look here. We've got our two women here, 2 meters apart. The title up top, Get Away From Me. Woman with her hand out and her mask on, and the date in the corner here. I think I'm really happy with this. I think it turned out quite well, considering I did get quite stuck on what to do. And there you have it, that's my collaging process. I hope I've shown you that anybody can do it, no matter what your skill level is. It's okay to experiment, it's okay to take risks. That is the spirit of collage after all. I suppose the main tips to take away from this is to experiment with the composition of your images. I'm so glad that I experimented with this image, otherwise, you know, it would be a completely different image and it would read completely differently. My other tip would be to not expect perfection. I mean, I messed up a little bit, I ripped the corner of one of my images here, but it's all in the spirit of collage. Just experiment with it, have fun with it, don't worry about it. As I said in my other video, I've challenged you to make your own collage based on your lockdown experience, and don't forget to share that with the hashtag #CollageInLockdown. I really look forward to seeing what everyone comes up with, and thank you very much for watching this video. I hope it's given you some more ideas of what you can create too.